So YNW Melly went up for bail, and he got denied. He got denied. And then, now that he's denied bail, where do we go from here? A lot of YNW Melly's friends, or should I say, his fans, they thought he would be coming out now, right? And he would be able to fight this thing from outside, but he's not. He's not. It seems like he's going to be fighting this one from inside prison. Now check it. Or from inside jail, rather, not prison. But check it. Somebody said his body language and his demeanor. If I was being falsely accused of a double homicide, I would be shitting my pants. I would be crying. Super frustrated. This guy has a smile on his face almost all the time. This is not the behavior of an innocent person who is falsely accused. So we're talking about his body language, right? And what his body language is saying and what this could mean for his second trial. This body language could possibly say this is somebody that's trying to get away with something, but if he doesn't get away with it, he's already prepared himself to accept his fate if he is convicted. It's like, I know I'm guilty, but I got some money I could throw at some good lawyers. Probably didn't plan this out good in the beginning, but I'm going to try to get away. And I'm going to try to get away. And if I get away, then yes, I beat the system. But if I don't get away, then damn, it is what it is. I'm going to keep a smile on my face, and I'm going to continue, I don't know, to appeal, to fight this somewhere down the road. I understand what this person is saying. Now, check it. YNW Melly dropped the GPS pin after Bortlen got to the hospital with the two bodies. He dropped the GPS pin, which the detectives followed. And this is how the detectives found the murder scene. Not murder scene, but where the murders were staged. Remember, they took the car somewhere, right? And they shot up the car. And they claimed that it was a drive-by. And the detectives were able to prove that no drive-by happened. Both by cameras that were on those streets, didn't show any shooting, anything going on. And by tracking these cell phones, the cell phone of Sat Chaser, the cell phone of Juvy, the cell phone of Bortlen, and the cell phone of YNW Melly. Those cell phones pinged. All four of them were in one place off those cell phone towers at one location. It is so precise that they are able to actually see three cell phones traveling this way while one of the cell phones traveled that way. They changed directions. That was the moment where it was decided that that moment right there was when Bortlen drove off after they staged like it was a shoot up at that location. One of the cell phones drove off. One of the, on the video, not the video, it shows three cell phones going that way, the cell towers, and one going this way. And they're saying that's Melly. That's Melly. Remember, they tied another person's phone in because he was speaking to another person to come pick him up, texting, come pick me up, right? And he dropped the location. Fredo Bang already said he ain't saying nothing. Don't call me. I ain't seen no subpoena. I ain't saying nothing. Guess he's going to plead the fifth. Right. Which is what now for the new trial, YNW Melly's ex-girl and her mom, they have both planned now to plead the fifth when they're called to testify. There's some damning evidence here. But, up to date, YNW Melly denied bail before the start of his new trial. And what his attorneys are trying to do, because remember, he got rid of one of his attorneys, right, from the last trial. Let's just say the black dude. I don't even remember his name, but I found out later on that he's from the Caribbean as well. Anyhow, the attorney that YNW Melly replaced him with is an attorney that is seasoned in these types of cases. He's beaten multiple death sentence cases. He is actually in the top 5 percentile of attorneys in the state of Florida, probably even higher, as in one of the man that's known to get the job done. You understand? So he comes in, and the first thing I see happening is his lawyers are now filed multiple motions to get rid of multiple pieces of evidence. They want multiple pieces of evidence thrown out. These are evidence that were presented in the last trial, which was the first trial. This is going to be the second trial. He took a look over everything and he's like, hey, we could get this thrown out. We could get this thrown out. We can get this thrown out. Let's try to get this thrown out, right? And if it comes down to that, where he actually gets all the stuff he wants thrown out, then Melly could very well walk from this case. However, I don't know if they're going to grant them that, because they already went through all the evidence that was to be presented before, and they had some stuff thrown out from before. Everything else that was presented at trial was already vetted. Throw this out, nope, let's keep that, it's okay. So how could you say yes, this is okay to be presented in the first trial, but now you're having a second trial and you're like, throw those out? It's not going to happen. I don't think they're going to throw out all this evidence. However, I'm not one of those seasoned attorneys that have done multiple death sentence cases or murder cases, so I don't know how this is going to work. I'm thinking they're not going to be granted those motions to throw all those pieces of evidence out. On the flip side, they said that the actual start date for Melly's trial is not going to be the date where you see everybody in court and Melly is sitting there with his attorneys and testimonies are being given and evidence is being presented. That's not it. This is when the jury selection is about to start. And the jury selection for this second trial, it could take a while. I believe they said it can take up to 2 months. So if this starts October 9th and jury selection lasts for a month, then we can look at his trial lasting or starting in December. If jury selection lasts 2 months, then we can look at his actual trial starting in January sometime of 2024. This trial is going to be a bit different. This is one of the things that YNW Melly's lawyers have put out, that this trial is going to be a bit different. We did some things, or we're doing some things. We're taking a different approach. I don't know what the different approaches that they're going to be taking that could be beneficial to him, but like I said, they have a genius legal mind on their team this time. Not saying that the person who left or was let go off the team is not a genius, but this guy right here, this new guy, he is ranked very high among these attorneys in the state of Florida. Worst case scenario, Melly takes this to trial and he's found guilty. What happens then? Then we'll go into the sentencing phase. But there are still a lot of people who believes that Melly is going to walk, and when he does, he's going to drop this dope ass album and it's going to sell 1 million copies, and it's off like the first week, and they're going to have like all his fans out in the streets celebrating as he goes on tour and all this. I don't know. I don't see it happening. I noticed that a lot of people are having a lot of hateful things to say about the prosecutor. But this prosecutor right here, she's only doing her job. But not only is she only doing her job right, I think she is going to come back even harder and more prepared than the last trial, because now she knows. Remember, she is an attorney herself, right? So now she knows. She knows exactly what not to do anymore. Like in the last trial, you took forever. You were slow at giving all the information to the jury. The jury was nodding off and all that. Now she knows she got to streamline it. Now she knows she has to put emphasis on certain parts so it stays in the mind of the jury. Now she knows she has to hit it and get out of there. Not this long, drawn-out explanation, slowly processing, arguing over every line, every detail, every line of text. Streamline it, slim it down, get to the point, say what's got to be said, and get up out of there. At the end of the day, no, Melly isn't getting any bail. He's staying in there. And the reason why he's not getting any bail is because he is the prosecution, that same lady. She made a valid and good point to the judge. Going to get bail is just like going to get tried, pretty much. Because his attorneys must say why they think he should get bail, and she must make a damn good case of why he shouldn't get bail. And she made a damn good case of why he shouldn't get bail, and that's the reason why he is not getting any bail. And a part of that is the insurmountable amount of evidence. A lot of people are still watching this. I understand a lot of you are kids, and you keep saying, they don't have any evidence. What evidence do they have? Listen, there are different types of evidence, okay? You have cell tower electronic evidence, then you have video footage evidence, then there's different types of evidence. If you look back at the trial and saw all the stuff, forensic evidence they presented, you will know that they have a whole lot of evidence, and a whole lot of damning evidence at that. His attorneys are going to have to come up with something better other than having somebody say, oh, when the car drove off that night, we pulled over in the darkness and Melly stopped to pee and then got in our car and we left. Somebody is still going to have to explain how the hell did your cell phone was seen with all the other guys' cell phone. Bortlen's cell phone was there. Sack Chaser's cell phone was there. Juvy's cell phone was there. Your cell phone was there. When Bortlen drove the bodies to the hospital, Juvy and Sack Chaser's cell phone were still there. They didn't shoot them and then take the cell phones and throw them away. He brought the cell phones there. So they're able to track all this forensic, and they're like, okay, and there goes Melly's cell phone going that way. They're going to make an argument and say, what? Because if it doesn't involve somebody else was in the car, and that somebody else that was in the car took Melly's cell phone and was with Bortlen, and Bortlen knows who it is and he's not speaking, if that's not what they're going to say, then Melly is going down. But they have to explain, how is your cell phone? Remember, he dropped the GPS pin. Exact location. How was that cell phone still there? And the same cell phone was traced to him, Melly, at that video shoot that they did later on that same day. So how did the cell phone get there? Anyways, we'll keep watching and we'll see what comes out of this. YNW Melly is about to start trial again for double murder. And then shortly after his trial, I guess, will be Bortlen's trial. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me hear what y'all got to say. And I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.